Oh, yeah. Shit is getting spicy. What's up, guys? Paul here coming to you live today with the topic of are you a dominated man who makes less money than your wife? Now, before you guys start sending me all your hate comments, hear me out. This is me, okay? I've been running a business with my wife for 7 years, and I quickly realized that without her, I would make no money. Now, I have a very good position within our business that is critical to our daily operations. But what I never fucking realized was when I left the fire department and started a business with my wife, that I would become a dominated man married to a powerful female. Now, ladies, hear me out. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with you being powerful and providing for your family. But as a man who's lived this the past 7 years, what I can tell you is if you bring that same executive boss bitch attitude home, your man is going to be sick. Your man isn't going to feel like a fucking man. He's going to feel like a beta male. And for a long time, I was in this role. I lost my confidence. I lost my certainty in myself as a man to be able to produce for my family. And it's really something that I never, ever expected. I never expected to start a business with my wife, which I will say I love working with my wife. That's not what I'm saying. I'm not saying you guys shouldn't work together. I love the fact that my wife and I have built what we've built together. The unintended consequence, though, was me. And what I mean by that is I simply had no confidence. Had no confidence in myself. I had no confidence in my abilities because a majority of my time, I was also a stay-at-home dad. So again, hear me out. There's nothing wrong with being a stay-at-home dad. But I will tell you, if you are not a man who is producing for your family, and you're not a man who feels like he's in a position to lead your family, you're gonna feel lost. You're gonna go astray. And if your wife comes home and still has that executive type boardroom, masculine energy because she is the producer making more money than you, your relationship, your marriage is gonna suffer. I know this all too well, guys. For 7 years, it took me to figure out that what I was missing was this producer that all men are inherently created by God to have. As men, we feel the need, the innate need to be able to produce and lead our families. And my wife and I have talked about this on our podcast, the difference between masculine and feminine energy. And a lot of times when I talk and have these conversations with other men and I'm letting them know I understand their wife coming home and holding that masculine energy. So that's what I mean by being a dominated man. And it affected my marriage. It affected my confidence in myself. It affected my belief in what I was capable of doing as a man. So I now know that you need to be able to produce as a man. You need to be able to have that masculine energy in a man, even if your wife makes more money than you do. And so you need to have purpose. That was another thing, guys. Like, I felt so fucking lost because my wife made more money than I did, and my wife was the face of our business, that I lost my purpose. And for a long time, I'm like, what the fuck is wrong with me? Like, I'm never satisfied. I just feel in here that something is off. That's purpose and that's calling. So it took me a while to understand that that's what it was. And so what I've been doing, I've been working on myself. I've been leaning into my calling and leaning into my purpose. And I've developed a set of tools and use systems to weaponize me so that I no longer feel this domination by my wife. And there are times in our relationship that we struggle from, being in that masculine energy to, there's a fluidity to it. There's a shift sometimes. And that's where we're constantly checking each other and making sure that we stay in those areas. So guys, I understand it's not good to feel dominated as a man. It sucks. And there's a lot of things associated with it. Are you taking care of yourself? Are you taking care of what it says to do in here? Now, I'm not saying to go call your wife a boss bitch, but what I'm saying is sometimes that conversation needs to happen in the marriage of hey, you may be the woman, the CEO in your business or at the office, but there's got to be this role exchange between men and women. And I will also tell you, and my wife would also tell you if she was on here with me, maybe we'll do a podcast on this, but it's also not good for you ladies to be in that masculine energy for too long. You may have to be in it when you're at work, but definitely at home, it's not something that is healthy for a relationship. And so I say this coming to you as a man that's lived this life for the past 7 years. I love the fact that I get to spend time raising my boys. I love the fact that I get to build a business with my wife. So ladies, if you have a stay-at-home husband or a stay-at-home dad, that's great. Just understand there's going to come a time where he's going to feel a lack of being a man, a lack of purpose, a lack of calling. And there's going to be ways that that's going to start to reflect and project on your guys' relationship. So with that said, guys, I always appreciate you guys hopping on. If this is something that you agree with, put a hell yeah in the comments. Or if you don't disagree, shoot me a message. I'd love to have a conversation about this. So, but guys, there is a way to still feel your power and your confidence, even if your wife makes more money than you. So, send me a direct message and I will teach you the way. See you guys.